Hey folks, it's Charlie here with another Charlie in the Rain interview, and I'm so excited for this chat because we are sitting down with an artist who's just releasing the debut single, which is like such like a great point in the career to have these conversations. I'm joined today by like the now Meanjin based Charlotte Meade. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, Charlie. Thanks for having me.
Yes, no, thank you so much for making the time to chat. You're at that point where you've just released your debut single, Still Life. So there's like so many people out here who are yet to like discover you, give a spin to that track, and yet to discover that you're going to be one of their like favorite artists with one of these favorite songs. Would you like to start us off by introducing yourself, telling us a bit about Charlotte Meade, the music you make, anything we need to know about your world?
Yeah, for sure. Um, I feel like I definitely write songs that kind of focus on like the everyday life and experiences that happen to me. Um, yeah, a lot about reminiscing on childhood nostalgia, coming into like a new city because I'm actually from Townsville. So, yeah, it's been like a really transformative time for me coming here and meeting new people. So, yeah, I feel like my music definitely like singer-songwriter. Um, yeah, definitely like going into that, the honest truths that we don't really want to talk about otherwise. Yeah.
Diving into the scary, like the deep
Yeah.
diary dives.
hmm Yeah, I'm just letting everyone read my diary.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love it because it's the things that the rest of us are too scared to say out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
My friends tell me I'm too honest, so
hey, it is a virtue. It is a good thing.
yeah. I've recently just gotten together a band, so yeah, we're gonna be playing some shows and yeah, definitely keen for that.
Yes. Oh, I'm so excited to see this all unfold for you because your debut single, Still Life, it's out everywhere now, and it's just like when you press play, it sort of feels like a labyrinth that you just like you get sucked into it and you're just going around and there's so many feelings that just get brought up while you're listening and you listen again and it's a whole new feeling that comes up. It's such a gorgeously written track. It's a gorgeous track to listen to. Can you tell us a bit about your debut single, Still Life?
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for saying that. Um, yeah, I think it was definitely born from like feeling homesick at first. I feel like it isn't since like recording the song and sitting with it that I actually am starting to like deconstruct the song myself and knowing what it's about. Um, but yeah, definitely uh it really starts off with the life lessons that I was taught when I was young, like don't lay out in the sun for too long, don't smoke or you'll get cancer. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm starting with that and then I think when I moved here, I became really close with someone who was going through grief. And then I also like fell out of first love. So it was just like everything was hitting me all at once. And I think even though I didn't know it in the time when I was writing this song, I was definitely feeling all that. And
Mm.
what actually like stimulated the song, like still like the sorry, song title, Still Life, was my friend Lucy. She left her favorite novel, Still Life. It's called Still Life in my room. By I think it's Sarah Winman or something. Yeah, and I just like looking at the book and I'm like, oh, Still Life. That's cool. And then I just kind of was playing around with that. It came just fell into like the chorus. Yeah. I also doing this was in like an alternate tuning. I was in it's called an open D. It's like and I'd just done a the Adrian Lenker songwriting course.
Mm.
And she had been talking about open tunings and how you can like uncover these new worlds. And I feel like I was able to create these melodies that I otherwise may have not been able to find in like a standard E A D G B E tuning. um, so yeah, that was also fun. And I think the actually like the lyrics, like the verses, they kind of just came at different times. And then one day it was just there. I was like, okay, the song's here now, I guess.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that because I saw you like you use the word collage to describe this, and that's it really like shines through in like the best way. As you said, like they all came to you, all these verses came at different times. It's a collage of like your childhood, your journey to where you are now. And it's
Mm.
it's pretty personal. It is that diary entry, like we were talking about before. How does it feel to have kind of like immortalized this journey and these feelings through your life so far in this song?
It feels nice, I guess. But yeah, I feel like I'm like proud of it because I I'm like, wow, I've come so far, kind of. Like this is me. Like this is like my life thus far in this
Mm.
song, which is kind of crazy. It feels kind of heavy, but I mean, I don't really I'm fine to let people know what's going on. It's all right. Um, but yeah, it's also like a relief. It's like a bit of a release, getting out things into the track that maybe I was holding on to for a really long time. So it's really nice to have that. And I mean, I guess I was just listening to it a lot when we were doing like mix notes and going through it. And I think I was just able to have a lot of reflection and be like, "This is, you're good. Like it's alright, Charlotte. Like you did it. You wrote a song." Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's that really beautiful time where you just get to like stand up and like look back in a way and be like, I've gotten this far, I've done this much,
Yeah.
and I'm here to like mark this spot with this song.
Yeah, for sure. It's just like a
Mm.
documentation really of my life. I
Yeah.
feel like my dad was saying the other day, he's like, your songs really are just like what you're up to right now. They're just really talking about. Because I just like wrote a lyric the other day about like cutting my own micro bangs, and he's like, "What are you doing?" Yeah,
It's like the Facebook status update for the people who would rather like, go out for a picnic in the woods than be sitting on that Facebook feed.
yeah. All my old school friends, if you want to know what I'm up to, just listen to my song.
Yeah, I love that. And then like also think about it in the time capsule way where like in the future, 5, 10 years, you're gonna be able to look back at this and be like, oh, like that is where I was at now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's gonna be with your interviews.
Oh gosh, I look back at ones from a few months ago and I'm like, why did I do my hair like that? Why did I have that haircut?
It's alright. I'm sure it was great.
At, at every time, everything worked. And then you
We are
move on
our
and you're like,
worst
I've
self.
changed my mind.
Yeah, we're our worst self-critic. It was probably fine.
Absolutely. But if we pass this song into someone else's hands now, it's available for people to listen to. What are you hoping that listeners are going to be able to take away from Still Life?
I, yeah, that's a really good question. Because that's actually, I feel like I write music to enable people to kind of connect to themselves and connect with others. So I'm really hoping that people can kind of remember their own childhood nostalgia. Because I feel like there's a like lyric in the song about my mom making homemade bolognese, and I feel like that's not a unique experience to me because I think
Mm.
we've all had that. Like you're kind of like are at home and someone's cooking a meal maybe, and you smell the food, and it's just like brings this nostalgia back. Because I feel like smell is such a like I don't know, it holds a lot of memory. So I feel like I just hope people like take a trip down memory lane or like can kind of relate to it in some way because that's my favorite part about listening to music. I love when there's like a lyric and you're like, whoa, like that has happened to me, or that just is something that whether that was what the artist's intention was, that's exactly how I feel. So I really hope that listeners can relate to the song and kind of make their own story out of it or their own memory. They can just like uncover their own memories. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that because like in my head, when you listen to a song, you're kind of like, oh, it reminds me a bit of this song and that song, and I can like add it in a playlist with all these feelings. You've really mastered in this song this sense of like suburbia. It's just like everyday life, but in a way where it's articulated higher than what the average person is just like, like thinking in their daily reflections. You've articulated this suburbia in such a gorgeous way. It reminds me a lot of tracks by like Merpire has a song called Cinnamon, which reminds me a lot of Still Life, and things like Mallrat with their track Horses. It's this beautiful package of like suburbia and like growing up, and it's my favorite type of song. So I'm like loving
Yeah.
this release.
Awesome. Yeah, I love a bit of suburbia as well. It's great.
Mm. Yeah. And with listeners being able to listen. With audiences being able to reach out and turn on this song whenever they like, I would love to ask what you would suggest the ideal listening experience is for Still Life.
Ooh. Probably on like a car ride at about 3 p.m. When like the sun is kind of like going through the trees. Maybe a bit later, I don't know, we're going into summer, the sun's setting
Mm.
later. But yeah, I think when I feel like it has a lot of movement. I feel like if you're on the move, maybe you're walking. But then I could also see like, late night listen, headphones
Mm.
on, alone. I feel like it might, I'm not sure if it's like um a collective kind of listening experience, whether you listen to it others or you listen to it alone. I haven't figured that out yet because I guess I feel awkward listening to it with others because I'm like, oh, like, what do you think? But yeah, I feel like maybe having a little solo experience with it might be cool, whether you're driving or at home with headphones on. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good point there. Like with headphones on, like you're in a car and you can like play it. It's not like a song that's like loud, loud. So it's not like you're gonna be like, whoa, I've got to turn the volume down. It's pretty like immersive. So you can like put those headphones on, put it at like a decent volume, and it just like I feel like it just like helps with these sorts of songs. Like it helps you get into the actual story and feel more with the lyrics, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, my friend from work, he said that he was listening to it because I sent him the track and he was like, oh, I listened to it and I fell asleep while I was falling asleep. So I don't know whether that's like a good thing or a bad thing, but maybe it could be a little lullaby.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that. I have this thing, I can't fall asleep listening to songs because I get like too into the songs, but I'm big on podcasts. I fall like when you hear like a calm voice just like telling you some sort of story, which is kind of like what you're doing in Still Life. It's kind of just like, oh, like it's really calming in a way, even though what the actual topic is being discussed might not be calming, or like might be like, oh, you want to think about this. It's just like a real calming type of listen.
Yeah, I feel like that might be Alex's like repetitive drums just like rolling out. Um, yeah, it does have that effect on people.
I love it. And I'd love to ask, like, you're mentioning like you have moved from Townsville, which is like a pretty big move to do. And you're fairly like fresh into the fabric of like the Meanjin music scene, just now putting out this debut single. You've been doing gigs for, oh, it's probably what, like 6 months-ish now in
Yeah.
Meanjin? Yeah.
Yeah, I played in a band like last year or the year before in
Mm.
Brisbane. It was just kind of like a fun little thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had that a bit of experience with that. But yeah, I've definitely been just like, I mean, I'm a bit of a gig goer. Like I have
Yeah.
friends in bands, and I'm just a massive groupie. So I
Mm.
think that, but yeah, I'm keen to play. I think that's one of the things of moving to Brisbane. Like when I was in Townsville, I guess I was in school. I did like do local performances and stuff,
Mm.
mainly just, choirs and things like that. But I think there's a lot more opportunities in Brisbane. It's kind of, yeah, it's really awesome. Like being able to see the difference. I'm
Mm.
like, yeah, there's a lot going on here, which is great. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And like without getting too that like philosophical and like existential, like what are some things you're hoping that as a solo artist, you and your music can bring to the local scene, and also some things that you're hoping to achieve in like the local Brisbane Meanjin music community?
Yeah, cool. Um, I feel like I'm just trying to like foster a place of connection, I guess, with
Mm.
people. Um, make friends. Um, Yeah, I would love to like have my stories heard. I feel like it's really cool that like the Meanjin music scene. It definitely is a safe space. Like I really don't think there's much judgment.
Mm.
I just feel going out to shows, I'm like, oh my God, my life's a movie. Like it's just a really safe place. So I'm really excited to be a part of that
Mm.
on and like being on the stage. Um, I know that it's like a privilege to play on these lands that have had
Mm.
music play on them for thousands and thousands of years. So I'm just like super grateful, feeling really lucky, and it's an honor. So yeah, I hope that people can connect with me and connect with others. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that. And I truly get that feeling of like that, oh my God, I'm in a movie scene. Like when you're at a gig somewhere where it's like, like the junk bar where it's like such like an atmosphere. You're like, whoa, like, is this actually like just normal life? You get to go to these
Yeah.
venues or like I don't want to say A Night Out in the Valley is like a movie because often it is very much different. But like when you're in those sort of like communities, you find yourself in like the band room at the Triffid, you kind of just look around and
Yeah.
you're like, there actually is like some magic embedded in the
Yeah,
local
for sure.
music communities.
Yeah. If you're not a part of the music scene, I'm sorry, you're missing out. Like, yeah, it's really special. It's a really cool place, and yeah, it's I can't even believe that I'm in it, to be honest. So, I mean, I feel like in it as in I feel like I'm a participant,
Mm.
but to being able to, as in like a a watching participant, but now that I can be a playing participant, that would be fun. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I love it. A big thing that I see a lot in the local scene is like people come up to me, they're like, "Oh, do you make music?" They're like, "Oh, when are you releasing a song? Or where can I listen to your stuff?" And I'm like, "No, no, just like I'm a fan." But
Little
like
do they know that you're the person platforming us, giving us the space, lifting us up.
it's that kind of thing where it's like everyone is so like hyper involved in a way where not in a way where it's just like insane. It's like everyone's releasing music, everyone's doing so much stuff, but it's
Yeah.
really beautiful to just see like this like connection, this fabric of growth within the local scene, and everyone wants to support each other, which I think is just such like a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it is a beautiful thing. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that. No, it's not a competition out here. We're just, oh my God, there's a fly. Yeah, we're just living our best lives, supporting one another. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, and on that note, then, I'd love to ask, how can people who are like, who saw you at a gig recently or are seeing you at a gig coming up or have been getting around Still Life and being like, I love this track, I need to know more, I need to get in there. How can we best support you and your music?
Uh, I guess just listening to it, coming to shows, sharing it with your friends, letting me know what you think. Doing a I really want to like make like a cooking video out of the song, like in the bolognese part. I was thinking of just doing like a step by step, like making my mom's bolognese recipe and putting it out, so maybe people can do some little TikTok videos on that. No, I'm not sure. Like, yeah, just coming to shows, I guess, would be awesome. I'd love to meet anyone who likes the song. I feel like it's really awesome to. I'm just like I would, yeah, be honored to meet someone who enjoys the song. So, yeah.
I love that. I feel like that's also a thing that like the broader music community and like music audiences aren't capitalizing on enough. Like you can literally reach out to these artists,
Mm.
like chat to them after a show, badger them online in a very polite and non-creepy way and be like, hey, like I'm actually listening to this and loving this. Like this song's resonating with me. I'm loving this. It's free. It takes like a minute.
Yeah, I
Like,
would love to know like how someone's resonating with it.
yeah.
Like, what was it that came to mind when they were listening to it?
Mm.
Because I that's something that just interests me so much about. I mean, I feel like I really am inspired by the lyricism of Courtney Barnett,
Yeah.
Stella Donnelly.
Mhm.
Um, just those like amazing female artists in Australia, and I just feel like there's just like so much strength and wit in their lyrics as well, and I love like deconstructing their lyrics and thinking like how it like relates to me and maybe like what they were thinking, and I would love like to know what people think about my lyrics, as in like how they're relating to them and like what they gather from it, and then I think it's like a really cool discussion to talk
Yeah.
about like all the different perspectives. It'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And then like when you hear someone's perspective, that can also then like change yours in a way or like influence yours. You'll be like, oh, I didn't
Yeah,
actually realize
yeah.
that line had that much of an impact. Like,
Yeah, legit. Like someone has like said like, "Oh, this like lyric, is this what you're trying to say?" And I was like, "Oh no, but that makes a lot of sense. Maybe I should have been saying that." You're a
yeah,
genius.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I reached out to an artist the other day and I'm like, I'm like, I feel so silly. I was singing this when I sang the song. And then like the artist posted the actual lyrics and I was like, I've been singing this. And the artist was like,
Oh,
oh,
that
like
actually
I,
happened with Still, yeah,
yeah.
that actually happened with Still Life. Like, there's a lyric called Dan in Real Life plays. Dan in
Mm,
Real Life is a movie, and
yeah.
my mom would always play the soundtrack, and it just like reminded me a lot of home, and it was really super nostalgic to me. And Lily, the bassist in my band, and also Ali, who was my friend who recorded the songs,
Mm,
he um he was like down in real life. They both thought it was down in real life place and they loved it. They were like, that's such a good lyric. And I'm like, oh, that's not the lyric. And they're there like having heard the song like a million times. And I'm like, I need to articulate better. But I guess let's just say it's like that. It can be whatever you want.
yeah. Like they're getting a different experience from the song than anyone else is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
just
feel like
love.
as a listener, you can be creative. You can make put your own spin on it.
Yeah, I love when art has that sort of like duality or has that like has this like complexity and like multiple different meanings. It's like when you go into an art gallery and you're looking at like a physical like painting or portrait or something, everyone's feeling something different when they look at it. And I feel
Yeah.
like music is exactly that. It's just not spoken about as much as it is for physical art.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. It's super interesting, like what you were saying about how it's true. Like we do talk a lot about,
mm,
the physical art, like visual art on canvas, and the difference between that and like sonic realms and how we
mm,
experience music. And I just feel like music is just like it's a full body like physical experience as well. You're like actually feeling the vibrations, which I think I connect more with music.
mm.
So that I just feel like it's super powerful that. And I think you're at like, why don't we talk about it more? Because it's crazy. And I
Yeah.
think that was actually something I was thinking was Still Life. I actually didn't think about this till kind of later on, but it was like I was thinking like the actual track is like a still life on canvas, but in like a like sonically in like
Mm,
a music set like kind of frame. As if like obviously a still life on canvas is like inanimate objects like
yeah.
placed together, like flowers, fruit. Um, and I feel like I wanted all like the best moments and maybe hardest times in my life to all be like captured into this like track and have the these inanimate objects that are in like a still life on canvas
Mm,
have these moments like represent that, in like the track. So that's kind of what I mean, I kind of deconstructed that later on.
mm.
Maybe I'm just like kind of putting a different spin on it to make more sense of the song for myself. But yeah, I feel like that was something that I found interesting. And then like seeing the two kind of still laughs side by side is kind of cool visually
Yeah.
and something. Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like you've mastered that in such a way because your lyricism, like, it's so like what's the word? Like I can close my eyes and I can see exactly what you're talking about. The imagery is so rich through the way you've written this song. And it's yeah, as you're saying, I feel like art, like physical art, visual art, it's something where it's like you need to be smart to understand it. Or it's like it's given such like a high cultural value. If you're going out to a museum, like obviously you've got some sort of like stake in it. And it's like, and music, I feel like this is just like a complete tangent, but I feel
Yeah.
like music in like modern day consumption has become cheap. Like
Mm,
people like, oh yeah, like I only like this song because there's a 15-second snippet on TikTok that I like. Or it's like
yeah.
it's music is so accessible through the internet, which is great. But I feel like audiences a lot, not all audiences, but like some audiences start to not appreciate the actual value of it and how much like work goes into a song, how much depth is in a track. Like if someone was just listening to Still Life in the background, like they just like walked past and heard it playing in a shop, or like it's just on the background whilst they're studying or something, you don't actually realize how much is in those lyrics, how much work you've put into this, how much work your band's put into this. I feel like there just needs to be some sort of shift so people are like actually appreciating music for the value it has.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Mm.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah, sometimes you just think about something too long and it's like, wait, why is no one doing what they should be doing?
Yeah. Are we the only ones on planet Earth thinking about this right now?
Exactly. Appreciate music more, folks. Appreciate the people who are putting in this work.
We're taking a lot of time and effort into this, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, but speaking of appreciating artists, well, one thing I've done recently is I've deleted all my streaming services. So I'm
True.
no longer on Spotify, no longer on the streaming. I'm trying to like consume music in a way that isn't like algorithm throwing this. So I'm not really discovering a lot of new artists all the time. So I love asking this question because it sets me up with the new artists to check out and get around. So I would love to hear who you've been listening to and loving in like the local like Meanjin Queensland scene, the broader Australian scene, and who you'd love to give like the Charlotte Meade seal of approval to and give a shout out to.
Oh yeah, awesome. This is such a good question. It's like a hard question and also an easy one because there's so many amazing Meanjin artists. I feel like I've really been listening to Clay's new album, Every Version of Love. It's amazing. Everything Clay does is just wonderful. She's an amazing artist, and I've been listening to her for a really long time. So yeah, definitely check out Clay. Um, Also Asha Jeffries. I love Asha Jeffries. I think, yeah, she is just super duper talented. I love um her album Ego Ride, sorry. My friend Helena and I, we were actually talking about it the other day, how much we feel like her album like took us through such like a transformative period in our life, like together without us even really realizing it. We were just reflecting on it, and yeah, we were either like, crying or dancing in our room to her album. Yeah, she's amazing. But definitely, I have a lot of like super talented friends, so I feel like if I just plug them quickly, sorry, not Still Life, Special Features. They're such a cool band. Definitely check them out. They just released a song Che Guevara t-shirt. It's really punky and awesome. Um, Tomorrow's Forecast.
Mm-hmm.
They're great. They released their EP, Speaking Terms. I'm in love with it. And Allison and Mr. Finn, they're some of my really good friends in those bands. They definitely have some music on the horizon, so you should definitely keep an ear out for them. Yeah.
Oh, I love our local music communities. There's so much good stuff happening from these acts, and it's like the rest of the world is missing out on just like the talent we have in
Yeah.
Meanjin.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually a bit unbelievable.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, one of my things that I'm like I really want to do this one day is I want to make a map of like artists from all across Australia, and then when I find an area where there's like, there's like no one over here, I'm gonna go find an artist in that area to start listening to. But I feel like Meanjin's going to be so overpopulated because there's just so much good talent here that so many people don't even realize. And I'm saying
Yeah.
that I personally wouldn't even know half of like the amazing stuff happening in our local scene. Like,
Mhm. Yeah, me too. And I feel like I'm in it like every weekend. Like, there's so many genres as well that if you don't know about it, you're just not in the know. Like, I think I might be in like um kind of the genre of my friends, and like I'm in the kind of their groupie um group. So yeah, I'm always getting around them. So I feel like I'm in like that niche, but then there's so many other niches that I want to like explore as well, and I don't even know how to. So
yeah,
I need you to write that map so I can follow it.
yeah, absolutely. That's like when something like Big Sound rolls around, I'm always just like, you pick out who you want to see, and it's like, wait, there are so many people on this lineup that I'm not even going to get to see because there's just like such a widespread of like, as you said, different genres, different types of composition of bands. There's
Yeah.
there's like single acts, duos, trios, and then you can get like a 10-piece band up on stage, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah. And I mean, if you were going to a gig and it was like, I guess at the junk bar, I mean, I think the band's still full from lunch. I'm not sure if you know them, but they
Mm,
are a really big band. So it's like having like me play on the stage with them if I'm sharing a lineup, and then it's just
yeah,
like such a big band. It's kind of, yeah, it's crazy. The
yeah.
juxtaposition is real.
I love seeing that though, where it's like there's a band where there's no space on the stage. There's just people and instruments, and like they can just
Yeah.
do a little shimmy and that's it. And then there's
Yeah.
like They followed up by just one person, and it's just like the vibes are still there, but it's so
Yeah.
interesting to
And
watch
then
it.
yeah, and I feel like it really does just like represent the scene and how there is so much like diversity and
Mm.
yeah, single artists and also bands. It's cool.
Yeah, I love that. And also like I love the fact that you said like Asher Jeffrey's album was like such a soundtrack to such monumental parts in your life because
Mhm.
I listened to her so much when I was like 14 years old, like
Oh, true.
way back before this album,
Yeah,
and I literally can't listen to those songs anymore because they were such a staple of my life back
yeah.
then. Whenever I hear those songs, it just takes me back to that
Mhm.
moment. Like, I
You're an
love the
OG
power of
fan.
artists to do that.
Yeah, you're an OG fan for her. That's so
Yes.
cool. I
She
because
was,
I only re I sorry, I only discovered her after Ego Ride because my friend showed her the album and oh God, she's just amazing. Like it's
yeah,
crazy. Yeah.
yeah, she was one of the first artists I ever saw live. Like, I think my
That's
first ever show was like Tio Costello, and then I saw G Flip like 3 times in one week, which was
yeah.
amazing. And then my first time I went to the Triffid, I saw Asher Jeffries and Sahara Beck, and I was just like mind blown.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. And now you're making this mark. Like you put out that debut single, you're performing these shows. You could be like in someone's like one of their first ever live gigs they've ever gone to. Like,
Yeah, that would be crazy. I would love
yeah.
that.
We'll just
When
find it
was
in a
your
few
first
years.
gig? How old were you when you were going to your
Gosh. I think I was 14. Yeah, it
oh,
was like
okay.
pre-COVID, I
Oh
was 14.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I guess in Townsville, like that's the thing. I
Mm.
also feel like I discovered like kind of a music scene later because
Yeah.
I wasn't really going to anything until I was 18 and in Brisbane. I mean, obviously there's not a crazy amount of all age shows in Brisbane, unfortunately.
Mm.
That definitely uh needs to be reassessed. But
Oh yeah.
um yeah, I guess like in Townsville it's I feel like there's just like one uni bar that bands
Mm.
usually go and play at. So I wasn't really able to kind of discover that. So yeah, it just feels like it's been a long time coming because I've always loved music. It's funny, I was listening to like Tia Costello in
Yeah.
Townsville, and it's like it's so funny that you were probably there watching. Uh,
Oh yeah. But mind you saying this, like these gigs I went to, they were the free ones where it's like, like that Tia Costello gig I went to was in the Parklands. And we
yeah,
were just like, sitting on the grass on a little picnic mat.
yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. And I just I'm just so excited to see now where you're going to go as an artist from this track. Like I'm betting on it there's gonna be someone out there we'll hear in like a few years, they'll be like, oh my God, like I saw this artist in Brisbane and they're like one of my first concerts.
Oh my God, that would be so crazy. That'd be like a surreal experience.
Yeah, you can fully like link it back, put this clip next to that clip. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, your debut single Still Life. It's out everywhere. Where is the best place for people to give it a listen?
Just like any streaming service that they prefer, I
Mm.
guess. Um, it'll be on like Spotify, Apple Music, Bandcamp, Tidal. Yeah,
Yeah.
everywhere. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So if you're listening, thank you for listening to our chat and give a listen to Still Life because genuinely I adore this so much. I really can't wait to just do like, like have like a chill day, do like a scrapbooking session, have the song playing in the background, like, get in touch with that like younger self that
Mhm.
you've been repressing in your day-to-day life.
Hell yeah.
And
I
yeah,
will be joining a scrapbooking day.
yes. Oh, I'm well overdue for a good scrapbooking session.
I feel like Still Life is a scrapbooking session.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, I love it. It's a gorgeous track. And I want to say thank you so much for making the time to chat about all things Still Life and for checking off your first interview.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Charlie. And thanks for your interest. You're so kind.